Alright everybody, so welcome back to Jim Bob's Garden. So today what I got going on is this bed here sucked. Alright, I had a real problem trying to keep it wet. Didn't really want to grow very well. So there's not a lot of nutrition in the soil. And you know, if you look at the soil that I've got here, it's a very sandy soil. Very, very sandy. It's getting darker, it's getting better. I've been putting compost after compost after compost into it. But what I'm trying to do, I had a problem trying to keep it moist. Keeping the moisture in, it seemed like everything just wanted to drain straight out the bottom. So, I'm going to do a couple things. One, I burned all the charcoal up. I got a bucket and a half of charcoal in there. Alright? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a small layer of dirt over the top of it. Alright, so I don't want a bunch of dirt. Just want a small amount. What I'm going to do next. Alright, so one of the problems with charcoal is that if you put charcoal down without first soaking it with some kind of nutrients, what'll end up happening, it'll actually leach the nutrients out of your soil and into the charcoal. So we're going to try and combat that by using compost tea. So the charcoal's in there, and then now I got some dirt, and so I'm going to put this compost tea in there. I'm going to put it in straight up. I'm not going to thin it. I'm not going to dilute it at all. And the idea is if I get that nice and moist, with all these nutrients that's in this compost tea, and you can see, I mean, it's pretty dark. Looks like tea. But then hopefully what will happen is that'll moisten the dirt and the charcoal, and then that'll get absorbed by that charcoal, and it'll be a nutrient bank about 10 inches down into my soil. Now most plants will do roots somewhere around 10 to 12 inches or so. So by doing this, I should have a nutrient-rich layer that if the roots go deep and go searching for, they'll find it down there. And then one of the other issues I was having with this bed is that I had put so much compost into it that basically I didn't have room for more. So I'm not going to put all of this dirt back in there. And then we're going to add some more compost as we go along. Alright, so let me finish this up and I'll show you the next step. Alright, so this is 5 gallons compost tea. All up in there. Straight up compost tea, no mixture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay another layer of dirt on top of that. So we got about another inch or two of dirt in there. These boards are 8 inches. So, yeah, it's about 6 inches deep. So between the charcoal and everything else, we're up to about 6 inches. So about 2 inches of very nice, very fertile, hopefully, soil. Alright. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put down that wagon load of compost. Maybe. Man, this is just like them videos you see where the cameraman just sits and watches people struggle. What's up with that, Bree? Alright. Now this compost also has a whole bunch of charcoal in it too. The charcoal that's in the compost has been crunched up and sifted through a 1/4 inch screen, so that all the pieces in here are very small. There are some chunks in here that aren't quite broken down, but it's good enough. Gardening is not about perfection. Now, so the idea here is hopefully I'll have about 4 inches down a nice thick layer of compost that once the plants reach down, they'll go down and get them nutrients, and even the shorter rooted plants will find something nice and healthy for them. And as we go through and water, this will continue to leach that down into winded. It'll continue to leach that down into the charcoal, and that charcoal will hopefully hold on to that nutrient, release it back into the soil. Yeah, I still got some pieces of cardboard, but it'll be alright. Alright, so now we're going to put another layer of dirt. Alright, let me do this and I'll get back to you. Alright, so we got one more wagon load of compost. So we'll spread out all over, and then we'll put another layer of dirt on it. Alright, so as you might be able to tell, I'm a little tired, but I don't know if you noticed when I'm using this tarp. The reason I use the tarp is so you can do a little number like this, kind of pull it up to get your dirt back in a pile. And if you are digging up somewhere and you want to take dirt out of somewhere and put it in somewhere, a tarp is like, this is just a painter's cloth. Works out really well. So now I'm going to take this just this dirt, do a light sprinkling, cover it all up, and it's still wintertime here, so I'm not going to plant in it yet. But what I will do is, now that I got this all in here, I'm going to go ahead, water it in, let it sit, and then that way if I get any weed seeds that pop up, because there's going to be some weed seeds in here, then I'll pull the weeds out, and then this will shrink down some as I water it. But once it's gotten down to where it's a little bit lower, I'll go ahead and hit it with a rototiller, or maybe till it up by hand, I don't know. But I'll mix all this in, make sure everything is evenly spread throughout, and then I'll start planting it. Now this is just an experiment. I didn't read this nowhere. I didn't see this as a recommendation anywhere. But this does a lot of things for me. One, see these white roots here? That is dollarweed. So one thing for sure I've done is I've gotten all the dollarweed out of here. There's another piece of it right there. So that I don't have to deal with that. Two, I now have incorporated probably a total of at least 2 buckets worth of charcoal or biochar into the mix, and 2 wagon loads of compost. And because they're buried under the soil, that compost should break down into nice, rich, nutrient-filled soil. That's my theory. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it'll work out good, and this will be changed from a underperforming bed to a rich, fertile, bed that can grow some really nice veggies for me for now, and with the addition of the charcoal, hopefully for extended periods into the future. Alright, and then I gotta figure out where to put this dirt. So that's what I'm doing today, trying to fix a bed. Trying to get it set up, trying to make it a whole lot better. We'll see if I'm successful. So, thanks once again for stopping by. Do me a favor, give me a like and a subscribe. Let me know what you think. And most importantly, grow something. Grow your dirt. This is a great way to grow your dirt. Get that life back into the soil. Alright, thanks once again. Y'all take care.